There's a subtle power struggle between the two of them. Two African queens trying to find out more about each other. I don't think it's like. She just wants in. She wants ammunition.
Hi guys, hey everyone. I got my mic on. You're welcome to another banging episode of Tranquil Moments with me. So, I've missed you guys and sorry I haven't posted in a while. I've been under the weather and I'm better today. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the East African women versus the West African women. Now, not in a bad way. We're just going to be pointing out the cultural differences using the show Young, Famous and African and the Housewives of Dubai. So if you know me very well, you know that I love to watch reality TV series more than movies. I enjoy watching such series because I get to see characters, I get to see things that I never knew existed, and I'm like, how come it's on TV? So using this scenario, we have Zari the boss lady over here.
To say hello to you.
Zari the boss lady.
No, you're not trying. Listen.
The first thing I want you guys to know is that East African women don't accept some behaviors from men, like turning them into baby mamas. We have references to this Zari the boss lady, and also Nima Speaks on YouTube. So I'll be dropping her link below so you go watch some videos she has done, because I mean some women are just trying to make sure that they have money in their account. Of course, this leads me to my second point, that East African women are more hypergamous than West African women. No doubt about it whatsoever. Now, sometimes West African women can decide that, of course I'm Nigerian, so you know that sometimes it's like, oh, if the man is not that well to do, the woman can just take over the family, and it brings problems. There's no way you tell me that it won't bring problems, like insults and disrespect on the part of the man. I've seen scenarios live that the man just stopped paying school fees and the woman just continued until they became graduates, and of course today they're not in good terms because of the lack of responsibility on the side of the man. So most of the time it happens very well over here in West Africa than in East Africa. East African women, they don't believe in that. They believe that if the man wants his children, he must work hard for it. Not that West African women don't believe in that, but I think it's just so much more pronounced in East Africa, like countries like Tanzania, Kenya, okay, Mozambique, these kind of countries, Uganda. You just don't see these men just being anyhow with their women, because they know that the women will switch up on them. And then it will lead me to my third point, saying that West African women are actually more opportune and educated than East African women. This is because of the population in West Africa. Also, the resources in West Africa, as human and material resources, are much more in West Africa. Like in Nigeria, for example, we are known as the giant of Africa. While in East Africa, it's a bit tedious for women to get their quality education. They had to fight. Recently, I'll be dropping some notes for you guys, you know, some things I found on Google. So with the help of Google, I was able to collect some data about women in Kenya and other East African countries becoming top bosses in tech. So I think that now they are beginning to boss up, and that's why people like Zari the boss lady, they make you understand that they can get this thing done, that they don't care how long it takes, they will get it done. Sometimes they even have to relocate to places like South Africa and Dubai just so that they can have a better life. It's so hard for them sometimes. Not that in West Africa we don't have issues, but like I think the fact that we had more of the Arab and Indian settlers in East Africa and then the Europeans in West Africa makes it difficult to assess some things. Like in East Africa, we find out that we have more of Muslims and Hindus. Okay, we have Christians, but they're not as much as the Christians we have in West Africa. So that's another issue to point out. Sometimes I think religion and cultural backgrounds and the belief system in eastern part of Africa tries to push women down, to force them to be beneath the standard of education that they are supposed to get. Now, coming down to my fourth point, you find out that here in West Africa, some people like to celebrate badly behaved men and women. Talking about that, we have the Big Brother Nigeria show and some other shows that come up in Nigeria, and at first people kind of seem to hate on people that are not well behaved, right? But as time goes on, they start to support people that are not. I'm not calling names, but I'm sure you know them. In West Africa, they're highly celebrated, mostly in Nigeria, my country. I'm not going to be biased in any way. I'm not going to be sounding like, oh, Nigeria is better than every other African country out there. I think we still have a lot of leveling up to do, and that's why I'm here to talk about it. Okay, so meanwhile in East Africa, like, people abhor such behaviors. They believe that's why the women, most importantly, the women in East Africa, the way they treat themselves, they have so much guts. They know that this thing is not good and they're not going to stand for it. Now, moving on to the accent part. Okay, our accent in West Africa is more flexible than that of the East African woman. Okay, it's not to say that their accent is not good. It is good. It sounds more African than that of West Africa, except in countries like Ghana, where they have a good accent as well, and of course Uganda, the best English speaking African country. But I would still say that the accent is flexible here in West Africa. I can decide to switch to American. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't even believe her. But I think it's harder for the East African woman to switch. I think the cultural beliefs and everything is just so in deep. It's in deep in East Africa than over here. And some cultural beliefs that I love, the way they pamper their women when they're about to get married. Of course, we have that in West Africa, but I think it's going down a bit. I think it's only the Efik people now that have that, and those from Akwa Ibom. So I think we need to pick up on that. This fattening room and the intimacy room, like, they get to teach women how to please their husbands. I think we should still have that in recent times, just to, you know, teach women what they're supposed to know. It would really help. And of course, it's not just about physical attraction, but intimacy kind of keeps your marriage going. You know, I strongly believe that if you're compatible with someone mentally, physically, you should be compatible with them sexually. It really helps, to be honest. Coming over to the last but not the least, is that the women in East Africa, they still believe in their cultures. They don't like to deviate. They don't like to go away from what they believe in. Their culture is their culture. You must do what their mothers have taught them. Okay, for the women, they're like, this is what my mom taught me. But sometimes I think in West Africa, we're trying to be more woke, and we're trying to be more like the Europeans. We're trying to adopt even their culture to ours, which I don't think is necessary. I think we should adopt the good ones and keep our good ones. There's some good cultural values that we have here in West Africa, like respecting your elders. Yeah, but in East Africa, they're not trying to be like Western people. And that's why the show Housewives of Dubai, you see Chanel Ayan, I love her so much. I feel like she's the real epitome of East African beauty. She's slim, she's slender, and that's another thing.
Celebrating the UA 50th anniversary.
Wow. It's gonna be amazing, and then boom.
I'm going to Miss Caroline's wedding because it's the same day as a matter show, but I've been invited to the engagement party, which is all white.
East Africa, their temperature alone, the way their country is situated, you have Kilimanjaro and other mountains in Kenya, so their air is thinner also than that of West Africans. Okay, our air is a bit more free and flowing than that of East Africa, and that's why they run faster than we do. So I just wanted to point out the sports side, the cultural side, and to give you clips of the videos I'm talking about, just so you know that there is so much to know about African women from different regions, like the East, the North, the West, the South. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I hope you learned that we have cultural differences, and that doesn't make us bad at all. No, and that doesn't make us bad at all. So I'll be seeing you guys on my next video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all those things, share.